Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Letty, and today I have a special movie for you. Well, it might just be special for me because I love this movie. Today we're doing Freddy vs. Jason, another installment in our spooky season saga. Let's get into this movie. The movie starts off showing Freddy's background of him creating his little claws. Turns out he was out here killing kids. So the parents end up burning his ass, and he think we finna feel bad for him? You killing kids. We get a throwback of all the nightmares on Elm Street, and Freddy's mad because people don't remember him. So he wanna make a comeback. He talking about he done found somebody to make people remember him. And he talking about Jason. Now, we know Jason hate people doing it at camp. Like, he just don't want nobody to get any booty cheeks. He want everybody to be celibate. Now, this girl is booty butt naked, trying to swim at night, and it's pitch black. Be for real. This girl is looking for her boyfriend, but she end up finding Jason instead. I mean, she's running like a track star, and I just know Jason finna get her. Well, Jason pins her to the tree like he's playing pin the tail on the donkey. She's out of here. Turns out this is a dream that Freddy put inside of Jason's head. And when did Jason start growing this little bit of hair? Oh boy got that emo look, that scene look of 2006. Kelly Rowland? Is that you, girl? Now, the girls are playing F, Marry, Kill. Now, the girl with the ball cap is about to leave, and she ends up flicking a cigarette on Jason's forehead. I mean, the disrespect is crazy. When she opens the door to leave, some guys come in and bring beer. I'm guessing that's all they need to come in. Like, girl. And then she kisses her little boo thing, and he like, ugh. Your breath stank, ho. You been smoking cigarettes? I told you not to kiss me with that stank ass mouth. Kelly Rowland talking to Lori, and she's telling her, look, you need to get over that man that you crying about because he left. He ain't been texting you. He ain't been calling you. He ain't even email you, girl. Let it go. It's a boy over there. Holla at him. Now, this girl with the cap on, I don't know her name, and yeah. So I'm gonna call her Kevin, like from Ed, and Eddie. She about to go hook up with this guy, and he's talking about, come on now, don't make me tell you twice. Who you talking to? You want cheeks from me? You're not talking to me like that. Now, turns out Lori don't go out because her mom died, and she feels like she needs to take care of her dad. And that's a valid reason. I mean, they sit in here getting wasted on beer. This shit making my stomach hurt. While in the kitchen, one of the guys, Blake, is drinking beer, and he looks up and the wind is blowing. The back door is open. Why is there no urgency to find out why the back door is open? I mean, who the hell in the house now? Now, after Kevin gives this asshole some butt, he tells her he don't like to be touched after sex. I'm sorry, you wasn't saying that 5 minutes ago. Baby, you should have decked him in his face. He turns over and drinks a beer, and that's when Jason obliterates him and folds him up like a lawn chair. I mean, get him out of here. I didn't like him anyway. Now, ain't no way this girl's slipping on this much blood from the bed that's all the way over there. Well, she come out the shower and start screaming because Trey looking like a bologna sandwich folded up next to some Lay's chips. They all come running out the house screaming to the top of their lungs, and what do you know, a police car is driving down the street at this particular time. This is the guy from Scary Movie. He got tore up in there, and he probably gonna get tore up in here too. The police are there, and they're investigating Lori's house, and one of the deputies is like, this has to be Freddy Krueger. It's the same house. This cop right here is giving asshole energy. He's threatening to send the kids somewhere. Yeah, he giving shady vibes. Now, while Lori is trying to remember the name of the killer that everybody's talking about, she ends up saying Freddy Krueger's name and ends up going to sleep in the interrogation room. I know that table ain't that comfortable, girl. Now, she's sitting here following these blood drops, and she sees a board of missing children, and it's doing some goosebump shit. The heads are moving in the pictures. Yeah, you know what I mean. Lori sees a little girl, and the little girl is crying in the hallway. She goes over to the little girl, and the little girl turns around, and she ain't got no eyeballs. Damn, is Jeepers Creepers here? The little girl tells Lori that Freddy Krueger loves kids, especially little girls. He sounds like he needs to be in front of a firing squad. He sounds like a PDF file. I don't like that. Blake, the one who was gonna hook up with Lori, Daddy comes outside and starts questioning him like, why wasn't you here at the house? You were supposed to be babysitting your little sister. Blake, you should have stayed home. Maybe you would have stayed alive. or at least alive long enough to graduate. Blake really think that he about to go up against Freddy Krueger. Like, you look like you supposed to be on Blue's Clues. Sit down somewhere. Now we find out that Blake is dreaming and Freddy is trying to cut him up or do something, but he not strong enough. So he got to use his puppet, Jason, to scare these kids. Jason done cut off Blake's daddy head and ends up chopping Blake into pieces. Damn, Blake, you should just watch your little sister. Now we're at the psych ward, Weston Hills. They're all under sleep medication and they don't realize that it's for their own good. Now, this sleep medication stops you from dreaming, and if you can't dream, then you don't have to interact with who? Frederick Krueger. Now, why didn't I realize that this is John Ritter's son? I've seen this movie so many times and never even realized it. Michael Jordan, well, he not Michael Jordan, but he black and bald, so yeah, he an asshole though. We find out that Will is there because he told the cops that Lori's dad killed her mom. They have to cause a distraction so they can get out of here. So Mark is putting his booty cheeks on the window, giving Michael Jordan a show of some different balls other than basketball. Now he ends up stealing Michael Jordan's keys and they book it. They're out of here. Lori's dad is putting some type of medicine in her drink. It's called Hypnosil. It's a medicine, like I said before, that stops you from dreaming. Freddy hates this medicine. It's his biggest op. Lori begging to go to school and her daddy like, no, I need you to stay here. I need you to be here. You don't need to go to school. She like, Daddy, I need to get up out this house. He trying to get her to drink that drugged up drink. Okay, Bill Cosby. Now this funky ass sheriff just walk in their house and tell Lori's dad that Will and his homeboy escaped from the psych ward last night. Hold on, how you get in the house? We find out that the police have been lying, saying that Blake killed his daddy, his homeboy Trey, and then lost his mind and killed himself. We know that's not the truth. Somebody passing out flyers for a little party that's happening later on, the whole school's supposed to go to. Why would y'all want to go to a party and people showing up dead? This reminds me of another movie I just did. Okay. Now, Lori is telling everybody her dream about Freddy, and the whole school is listening. Like, they all nosy as hell. They looking at her like she crazy. Like, if y'all would have minded y'all business, y'all wouldn't have heard this mess. As she's about to sing the song for Freddy, Mark from the psych ward, you know, Will's homeboy, comes out and is finishing the song and is basically telling her what's up with Freddy. Lori end up passing out after seeing her ex-boyfriend. Girl, he is not all of that. Nah, but she really missed him. She was like, damn, where the hell you been? I'm trying to figure out how they got up in this school. They don't have security? Lori at the nurse's office taking a little nap. Now, Kelly Rowland is looking through a magazine about surgery and she's asking about anesthesia. I don't know if Kelly was asleep, but she was looking in the magazine and Freddy says, got your nose, and popped her nose off, but when she woke up, her nose was still there. So I'm guessing it was because Freddy wasn't strong enough. Thank God, because she like the only black character besides Michael Jordan, and he was an asshole. Will is trying to tell Mark that he needs to stay out to protect Lori, and Mark is like, bro, is she really worth that? I mean, like, once you start talking about Freddy, it's gonna spread like the plague, and motherfuckers gonna start dying real quick. Man, that's my girl, bro. You tripping, bro. I'm trying to stay out, and I'm also trying to maybe hit some cheese, but that's my girl, bro. I miss her. Mark is like, bro, maybe we need to go back to the hospital, and maybe y'all do, but I know y'all not. People trying to party, have a good time, and here come Jason about to ruin everything, trying to catch bodies. Like, where your machete at? You keep trying to find scraps and stuff, like, where your machete? Now, Kelly Rowland is being mean to a character named Linderman. He has a huge crush on Lori. Now, he finally stands up for himself and is basically telling her that she's stupid and she's just a hater, which she is. But damn, Lori didn't even know her man was in the psychiatric hospital. He been writing her letters the whole time and she ain't got not one letter. Now, Kevin's so wasted off of beer and cigarette air that she walking away from the party, and here come Freddy acting like Trey, who didn't even want Kevin to touch him after sex. Now, I know you ain't all bent out of shape over him out of all people. Turns out Kevin is actually sleeping. She passed out in the cornfield and went to sleep that quick. Oh, Now, while she's laying in this field, here comes a creep wrapped up in glow sticks, literally trying to assault her while she's sleeping. This is why women choose the bear. I'm sorry, but she's sitting here fighting for her life against Frederick Krueger. And he want to be a weirdo. Now, while Freddy is about to kill Kevin, she ends up dying in real life because Jason stabs the weirdo, but it goes through his body into hers. So R.I.P. Kevin, even though that's not your name. Now, two boys about to get R.I.P'd by Jason, and one of them is drinking Everclear and smoking a skinny ass joint. That's all I need to know about them. Take them out of here, Jason. Now, they talking to Jason all crazy, not knowing he catches bodies. He ends up twisting douchebag number one's head all the way around like the Exorcist. Now, when Everclear boy tries to throw Everclear on Jason and set him on fire, that does absolutely nothing but piss Jason off. Jason walking through the whole field catching that shit on fire. He gives no fucks about global warming or the environment. Now, his machete is on fire too, but he does not care. He uses that as a javelin to throw through douchebag number two's body. Jason out here going ham, just stabbing people up. They friends dying. I will say they're keeping their composure. They're being very demure. I mean, I would be losing my shit, but I have a flair for the overdramatic. Will and Lori sitting there talking in the van, and he finally tells her that he saw her mom get killed by her daddy. And her mama ain't died in no damn car accident. Now, her daddy shows up at her window, pulls her out the car, basically puts Will in a chokehold, and that's whenever Lori runs into the house. Now, she turns around and questions her daddy like, how my mama die for real? And don't tell me no car accident. He says, well, baby, she died in a car accident. She said, well, where the proof at? Show me a death certificate. Oh, you don't have one. She ends up finding out that her daddy knew that Will was locked up in the psych ward the whole time and never told her. Oh, baby, your daddy, the ops. Her dad is trying to bust in her room, and that's when Lori jumps out of the window and ends up walking in the rain when Will scares the shit out of her and yokes her into the bushes. Now, we go back to Mark, and some weird shit is happening. He goes into the bathroom, and that's whenever I realized that he might be catching a nap too. He started seeing his brother who self-exited in a tub of human juice. Freddy basically uses him to show everybody that, hey, Freddy's back and they should be afraid, which would power him up, and you know, because right now he is weak. Mark tries to take a pill, but it goes down the drain, and that's when I know he's in for it. Freddy gives him an ultimatum and it's like, listen, you tell everybody about me, I might let you live. But Mark said, hell nah, cuz. So Freddy said, you know what, I have to do that myself. Freddy ends up burning Freddy's back into Mark's back. That's one way to get your message across. The police are trying to solve the case, and they come up with having a curfew for the kids and shutting down school. This sheriff sucks. All he cares about is his cheap ass cigar. The teams are sitting at a table, and it's giving that 70s show. But they're all at the table talking about Freddy and how they can't outrun him because they're all afraid. Y'all better man up and do like them kids off of It and tell him what's up. Say, I ain't scared. Scared of who? Not you? The police officer comes in here. Wait a minute. How he know they was in here? And he just standing in the dark, looking all creepy and shit. I thought that was Jason. Now he comes in telling them the story of Jason Voorhees and how he turned into who he is today. The cop thinks that Jason is a copycat, and that's when Linda and say, hell no, it ain't no copycat. I was there. They all coming to conclusions, and Lori back here about to take a nap. Ain't nobody paying attention to her. All her friends turning against her. Her best friend talk about she about to do it to her man. Oh, hell nah. Then her daddy start making out with her, but it's really Freddy Krueger. See, this is what I'm talking about. Freddy definitely needed to stay where he was at. The pits of hell. Nasty ass. Lori ends up peeling off Freddy's ear and brings it back to the real world, and it turns into a pile of maggots, bro. Ugh. They realized that whenever Mark and Will was locked up in Weston, they never had dreams because they got that special medicine, HypnoSeal. They realize they gotta break into Weston Hills and get this medicine if they want to stay alive. They end up committing a federal crime, breaking into a psych ward, but no worries, they have law enforcement with them, I guess. Well, they're in Weston Hills, and the stoner is talking about, I need to take a smoke break. I know you're not feeling that bad, and you can't walk and smoke, sir? Ugh, rookie. Security is aiming his gun at the door, and baby, it's Jason Voorhees. He ends up squishing the security under the door like a bug under a shoe. Now, the smoker's dumbass is imagining Freddy Krueger as a slug, and I know you can't be that high. I think you smoking crack. He walks into a room of patients with their eyes gone, and they tell him to empty out the bottles of HypnoSeal. And that's when Freddy, as the bug, gets inside of his body, and he goes and starts pouring the HypnoSeal down the drain. Linderman and the Popo are yelling to get the stoner to stop pouring down the hypnosil, and that's when Jason comes in. Jason ends up frying himself by electrocution, and he ends up grabbing the popo too. They both start frying like some chicken from Wingstop. Linderman trying to shoot Jason, and it's so crazy, like, you need to get out of here. The gang finds out that the stoner has poured all the hypnosil into the sink. Jason ends up throwing the popo through the door, and that's when they're trying to get the stoner to come with them, and little do they know, Freddy's in his body now. He shoots Jason up with some sleepy night-night medicine, but I don't think Freddy realizes that he's just a mere human right now. And before Jason goes night-night, he ends up cutting the stoner in half like a PB&J sandwich. Now that Jason's in Freddy's world, they finna go toe-to-toe. Freddy's acting like Jason's mama, telling him he ain't shit, he ain't never gonna be shit. Oh, hell nah. It's time to throw hands. Speaking of hands, Jason cuts off Freddy's arms, but they grow back. Because, I mean, it is his world and he can do whatever he wants. During this time, Freddy realizes that Jason is afraid of water. Damn. That was so stupid. Why you showing your fear? Also, you scared of water? I know you stink. Jason turns into a little kid again, and damn, look at that head. Boy got a scrotum head. Oh, jelly bean head. Oh, beanbag chair head. God dang. Now the plan is that Lori is finna shoot herself up with that night-night medicine and bring Freddy out of the dream world so he can square up with Jason. You know, that's smart, but risky as hell. Now Lori is at Camp Crystal Lake, and she goes up to a counselor and she's like, aren't you gonna save the kids? But it turns out that it's Freddy beating some cheeks. Oh, wow. Lori tried to save Jason from drowning, but girl, he been dead. Now, Jason turns into the boy version of him, and that's when Freddy started drowning the hell out this boy. Jason in the back of Will van throwing up water because he's drowning. Then they try to tell Kelly to give Jason mouth to mouth. Oh, look at Jason's mouth. I'm sorry, he just gonna have to drown. Soon as she's about to give him mouth to mouth, Jason wake up and the whole van go flying. The alarm that Lori set for her to wake up goes off, and she's still in dreamland. She finally sees that her dad did kill her mom, but it was Freddy Krueger in his body the whole time. Freddy tells Lori he's always had a thing for the hoes that live in this house. Oh, wee! You gonna take that girl? Whoop his ass. Linderman is trying to defend Kelly Rowland from getting sliced and diced by Jason, but Jason throws him up against the wall like a rag doll, and he ends up getting thrown into something sharp. This might be the end of our boy. As Will is dragging Lori out of the building, her hand ends up catching on fire, and that wakes her up, and she ends up bringing Freddy out to the real world, where he has to catch this fade with Jason. I think it's so funny that Freddy tried to kick Jason in the balls. I mean, this man has been dead for damn near 40 years. What balls? At this point, he built like shit-faced Barbie, Chucky, and Tiffany. Linderman is telling Kelly Rowland she need to go, and he's gonna rest here for a while. Baby, that mean he finna die at this tree. He just trying to save you the trouble of seeing him die. I guess chivalry ain't dead. I think it's so crazy that their relationship changed so much throughout this movie. I mean, Kelly Rowland did hate Linderman, and when he told her about herself, they became closer. Rest in peace, Linderman. Kelly Rowland is running towards Lori and Will, and that's when Freddy comes out, and Kelly Rowland basically decides to sacrifice herself for these people. Girl, you could have made a clean escape. I mean, I guess you're a real good friend, but baby. Kelly Rowland up here roasting Freddy Krueger like this man ain't been haunting our parents' dreams since the 80s. She talking all this junk, ain't even watching her back, and that's when Jason comes up and hits her ass like a home run into a tree. Rest in peace to Kelly Rowland. Will is like, we gotta go. Lori like, I can't go. I gotta stay. Well, Will, you know what you gotta do. Cut that bow on and skedaddle. But Lori is sick and tired of the bullshit. When she found out that Freddy killed her mama and turned her into a pack, oh, she's sliding in the name of her mama. Freddy and Jason are fighting, and Freddy is whooping Jason ass. How, Sway? Freddy let loose some torpedoes, and Jason steady walking towards, like, sir, after seeing Freddy whoop your ass, I think you need to be ducking and dodging, friend. Then Freddy lets loose some rods, and they end up pinning Jason down like a Thanksgiving turkey. Like, Jason really up here getting tore up. Somebody call Miguel Myers or something. Now, after 40 minutes of fighting, a big thingamajig ends up knocking them onto the deck. And that's when Jason is trying to get his get back. Lori over here spraying gas, and that's when Freddy cuts Jason's fingers off, and Jason steady looking at his fingers like, oh shit, where my fingers at? Where my fingers go? And that's when Freddy ends up taking Jason's machete. He's slicing and dicing Jason like a pineapple about to go on a fruit salad. Now, a whole hour later, Lori finally lights the propane, the gas, and everything that she sprayed onto the deck, and that's whenever Jason is pulling Freddy apart limb by limb like he's a piece of chicken. Everything goes boom, and Freddy and Jason fly into the water, but this is not the end. We see that Lori and Will have made it, and Kelly Rowland, this could have been you if you did not sacrifice yourself, girl. Freddy comes out the water with Jason's machete like he about to cut up Lori and Will. That's when Jason comes out the water, uses Freddy's hand to stick into his own chest, and he falls back in the water because he did just get his ass whooped for like an hour straight. Lori ends up taking Jason's machete and chops Freddy's head off and tells him, welcome to my world, bitch. And we think that everything is done, the movie's over, but it is not. Jason ends up walking out of the water holding Freddy's head in his hand, and we think that Freddy gone, but he winks at the camera to let you know shit's still real around these parts. The end. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below. Let me know which movie you would like to see next. It's your girl Letty, and we'll be back quicker than you can say abracadabra.